Sometimes the best gel printing techniques aren't planned. This one surprised me, and I'm going to show you 2 ways to use it. Welcome back, friends. So today I have a short video for you with a new technique that I came upon by accident. So I was doing some testing with this little 5x7 plate, which I've never had one so small before. I had a 6x6, slightly different. Anyway, I was working with this little 5x7 and accidentally, like I was pulling it up to look underneath like I always do. And you can get away with that with a bigger plate, but who knew? With a small plate, you can't really get away with that. It creases the paint. But what a fabulous result I got from it. So if we do this intentionally, we can really use that to create like interesting backgrounds and just like sort of unexpected things, you know? I mean, and with different color combinations, I think it could be really fantastic. So I'm going to show you 2 ways that I plan on using this. On the first one, I'm going to do a registered print with like a total of 3 layers. I'm doing just a simple background, then we're going to do the technique, and then we're going to mask it. And then I'm just going to show you how I'm probably going to use it mostly with transparent papers. Let's get to it. So a few weeks ago, I was doing something, experimenting, and because I got this new 5x7 plate, and I was just playing with it. Is that a hair? I was just playing with it, and something happened. You know, if you watch my channel, you might see me do this a lot. Like I look on the underside, and because this is small, something happened, and it was really cool. So I thought maybe we would play with that a little bit. I have some deli paper. Oh, why did I move this? And I have some of this sketch paper, rice paper from Yasutomo. This might be for the final, but I'm also going to show you how great this technique works for deli papers, which are, you know, super transparent and would be good to have in your stash, something like this. And so we're going to do a couple of ways of, we're going to use like a background on one of them. And I think I'm going to tape my paper, but since this is so small and my paper is fairly large. So these are 9x12 sheets. This is a 5x7 plate. So, but half is not going to get, if I cut this in half, it's not going to give me enough play to register so correctly. So I'm going to I'm working on this side, and then maybe this other strip that I cut off I'll use for something else. And this way, every time I come back, I'm landing in about the same place, hopefully. All right, I'm going to start with Titan Buff. Nope, this is Titan Green Pale. What am I saying? We're just going to do a background, just a simple one color background. Kind of neutral. I don't know where my Titan Buff is, but that would also have been good. White, I could have used white, a shade of gray, something light. And I like the fact that I have, you know, a little bit of color from earlier. And I do this every time. It's always like where you can't see it. All right, so now the second layer is where the fun happens. This is this new thing that I never, oh, way too much. Way too much. All right. Gonna have to. So it was freezing cold in here this morning. I don't know if you were aware that I work in South Florida, and it was like in this room, my little room, it was 57 degrees when I came in here. And I'm just not used to cold anymore since I've moved down here. All right, well, I might have taken too much off at this point. So now, when you bend it, see if this is even going to work with it being so cold in the room. It is still kind of cold in here, but as I accidentally bent it like this, and that happened. I'm going to get some of this on the bottom as well, and you can, I mean, look at that. So cool. I just want to make sure I don't get the other part of my paper dirty. All right, so while it's still wet, so when making transparent papers, I think this would be a really cool technique, because where that sort of very organic crease happened, that would be transparent. But look at that. Look at how fun that is. I just love it. Now, I could just leave it like this, and this would be perfectly acceptable. I would love that kind of paper. I've really made a mess, haven't I? Okay, so now I am going to, I have this, this just happened to be sitting on my desk, and I wanted to do, this is Tyvek paper, which is that paper they wrap houses in. I think DuPont makes it. Anyway, I just cut a circle to go with this one, and I'm just going to do like a mask. So this is just masking. I have to get used to the smaller size plate and how much paint I'm supposed to use. I mean, it was obvious on the last one that I put way too much. I'm going to go off a little bit, just off the bottom a little bit, give me a little bit more room for the circle here. So this is one way you could use this technique, but I think the part that I'm going to be wanting to do is the transparent papers. Fun. Look at how black that looks, even though it's Payne's gray. Okay, so now we have a nice ghost that I'll pick up with something. I'm going to let it dry, but this turned out to be 3 layers, with the simple background layer, and then that was Indian yellow and quinacridone red, and then the Payne's gray. So if you don't have masks, that, you know, commercial masks or whatever you want to call them, just make them out of paper. This is Tyvek paper, which is very sturdy. You could use them again. This was from a previous session. You could also collage with them when you're done if you like the way the paint looks. Like, I like the way this paint looks with I had drawn on before cutting it out, and you see a little bit of that black line. That would be fun in a collage, maybe using half of it or something. But these are, you know, Tyvek paper is great for that because it's very sturdy and thin and sturdy. And now I'll be able to cut this off. And yeah, I just love or you know, you can't really control it that much, but you can control it a little bit, and it's just really fun. I think it was supposed to be like this. Either way, I don't really care. All right, so let's pick this up and then I'll show you. I wonder what happens if you do it now. See, once it's dry, it's not going to do anything. But this is dry. I'm going to pick it up with Indian Yellow just because I love what Payne's Gray and Indian Yellow do. Those are always fun. And I'm going to pick it up with newsprint this time because I'm working on something that's going to require newsprint paper. And I think this would be a good addition to that. Should have turned it horizontally, but I didn't. And then we will, so my favorite transparent paper is Payne's Gray, so that is what we're going to use. But we could also pick something a little more opaque to really accentuate the transparency part. Oh, this is fun. Yes, and I like that I got like a really grungy pickup, so I didn't get all of it. So that is going to be perfect for that collage that I'm planning in my head. I'm going to pick this up too. We'll leave it a little longer this time. It is starting to get warmer. Let me see. 65. Yeah, when I got in here this morning and saw what the temperature was in here, I was like, I don't even know if I can gel print in this freezing. All right, let's do it correctly this time so we don't waste paper. Yeah, I thought I've never gel printed in a really cold room before, so I didn't know what my paint was going to do. I was a little worried about that. But I ran into the landlord and I said something about it being freezing, and he's like, I'm looking into it right now. And he did something. See, even that is just a simple background paper that I'm gonna love. Okay. Anyway, he took care of it and he said it'll take a little while to get warm, but should be fine. Okay. So this is where the deli paper, medical exam paper, whatever, wet strength tissue, whatever you use, whatever is your favorite for transparent. And you cannot wait for this to dry. You have to like do this right away. And you can, you know, if it's only doing one side, then try to control it a little bit. And you could also kind of roll it. All right. Now on the bigger plates, it's a little harder, but I did get it to do it. And this was a total accident. I don't know if anybody else does this, but my accident turned out to be something that made me really happy. Beautiful this is going to be beautiful because those colors are going to show through the colors that I paste this on top of is going to show through. I could use just pieces of this, a whole piece. I think it's going to be fantastic. I haven't used it in collage yet, but this is an idea that I am going to use again. I especially love it when you're doing a composition and you're creating some interest in the background, especially, you know, if you don't have stencils. Yeah, so play with it. Definitely when you're doing this as a background, mix two colors, because see what starts to happen? I think it's more interesting when you have two colors. Now, if you're making transparency papers, then, I mean, this still had a little bit of other color on the plate that it picked up, but you know, black, Payne's gray, any dark color will be fantastic. Okay, so I hope you didn't mind that this was a short video. It is freezing in here today, and I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to get anything done, picked up, whatever, because I've never worked in the cold before. I live in South Florida, but it is freezing out there today, and my studio didn't have any heat, at least not when I first came in. So it's starting to get a little warmer in here, but I wanted to get something done quickly so that I can head out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It was just this little technique that I discovered totally by accident, and I love it, and I will do it again for sure. This is definitely in keeping with the kind of papers I like to make, especially when you combine them with other layers. So anyway, just to wrap things up, I just wanted to remind you that I have a gel printing course called the Joy of Gel Printing, because let me tell you, in my opinion, it brings joy. Anytime I'm feeling down, just pull out the plate and I'm happy again. Yeah, so I'm calling it the Joy of Gel Printing, and it's a 4+ hours of everything you need to know about gel printing. So if you're new to gel printing and you just want to get all your questions answered, join me over on the course. The link is below. Anyway, see you next time. Don't forget to create, inspire, and share. Bye-bye.